Hello friends, this is Jake from Let's Go Resell. I'm an online reseller who makes profit selling items, buying them cheap and selling them for the right price. My video today is going to be Facebook Marketplace safety. So important. There are so many things that could go wrong when we sell our items on Facebook Marketplace, and if you have big, heavy, bulky items that you don't want to ship, it's oftentimes the best method. So I want to share with you exactly how to keep yourself safe and also telltale signs of scammers so that you don't get scammed either. So keep yourself safe from scammers, keep yourself safe in general. And I'm excited because this is actually something near and dear to me that I want to make sure I can help others as well. Clue number one that you're dealing with a scammer is they message you quickly. So within 5 minutes of you posting on Facebook Marketplace, they will actually message you and they will give you their phone number. They're trying to get you off of the Facebook Marketplace platform so that they can get around the communications on that platform so that they can start their scam. So one good rule of thumb is when you make that listing, understand that those first messages that will come in, there might be quite a bit of them. There's a lot of scammers out there. They are gonna be from scammers. So you either ignore them, delete them, or you mess with them like I do and start ask them why they like to scam and things like that. But anyways, that's a waste of time. Just move on. Sometimes when you list on Facebook Marketplace, it may take a couple days in order for your listing to get out to the right audience. And that's something that you have to understand and realize. It's not a very quick sell. Sometimes it can be a quick sell depending upon what you're putting up. But just know if someone sends you a message that indicates they want to give you their phone number, that is a very good clue that you're dealing with a scammer. Clue number two that you're dealing with a scammer on Facebook Marketplace is when you go to their profile and you actually click on their profile to get their information, it's going to have nothing regarding workplace, pictures, anything like that. There's going to be nothing there. Places lived, nothing. Now, this isn't 100%, but most of the time, they're going to be using fake accounts, and you're not going to see much of that. If they do have a picture up, and you see that there's not much activity, you're going to understand that that's a created account just for scamming. They have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of these accounts that they use, and if one gets deleted, they just go to the next one. So understand that if you click on the profile of that person, and you don't see anything, what I like to look for is anything specific to my area. If I see a picture that's next to our area, if I see where they gone to school and it's in my area, I gotta correlate something in. Sometimes you don't see that and they had just moved to the area. Just so know that there's some caveats, but for the most part, if they don't have any of those, you're most likely dealing with a scammer. Clue number four when you're dealing with a scammer is when you do click on their profile picture, it's either no picture or there's a picture of some object or an animal, anything but a person. Also, if a picture is too good to be true, then most likely that's not going to be the right picture either. If it looks like a stock picture from JCPenney's catalog, it's not going to be the real deal, right? So make sure that when you click on that picture, you can validate some things. Maybe go back to a couple photos in the past, see if there's any landmarks, see if it's in your area. There's a few things you can do, but just know that if you're seeing either no picture or you're seeing just some random object, then most likely you're dealing with a scammer. Clue number four that you're dealing with a scammer is the person wants to change the meeting location. That they want to meet on their own terms or their own area or whatever that may be, or they just make the plans change in general. Now, with my experience, that's when you're dealing with a scammer as well. They want to change the area to an area that's unfamiliar to you, so that it messes up everything that's going on. So when I go over my rule of thumb for meeting spots in our safety tips, which I'll bring on in a couple minutes, when I talk about safety here in a little bit, I'm going to mention exactly how I meet folks and the exact type of meeting spots that I use. But just know that one of those telltale signs you're going to deal with a scammer is they're trying to take you to a different location. Clue number five, you're dealing with a scammer. The person starts telling you unnecessary information that does not apply. They might be giving you an emotional background story of how their dog died, or a background story of how they're going through all these trials and tribulations. They could be just trying to make you feel bad, and they might be trying to play off your emotions. And if they play off your emotions, you do things you don't normally want to do. So the telltale sign number 5 is going to be they become emotional when it doesn't warrant, or the situation doesn't warrant. That's always a telltale sign that you could be dealing with a scammer. Now that we've talked about making sure that we can identify these scammers, let's talk about how to keep you safe. Because again, this could be a very intimidating process, but it could also be a very profitable process. Let's make sure we review each and every way we can keep you safe in this platform. My number 1 rule when selling on Facebook Marketplace is to always meet in a public spot. Number 1, it has to be during the day, and there's not going to be any chance where it's going to be dark. So that's a rule I follow almost entirely. Number 2, I also make sure there's cameras in the parking lot that I am at. So it's easy to tell if there's cameras in the parking lot. You can look around, you can see the cameras. If you want to go above and beyond, go to the business and ask them if the cameras are working, so that you know that this is a place that's going to be recorded if something goes wrong. Also, a great spot, and I do this sometimes, is the police station in your city. A lot of times in the police stations, they have a spot for online sales, and they have a spot you can park, they have a spot where you can be in a safe area, and if anything goes wrong, you just go to the police right then and there. And a lot of times, just doing that will deter somebody who has thoughts of scamming, or thoughts of theft, or thoughts of robbery, whatever it may be. You'll be significantly safer if you do those 2 things. Either go to a police station or go to a business during the daytime that have cameras. Safety tip number 2 is always dictate the meeting spot. There will never be a time where someone will tell me where to go. If they tell me to meet them at their house, or if they tell me to go to a different business, they could be setting you up for a potential robbery or something else, who knows. So to stay safe, I always dictate where we meet. I put in my listings, the seller dictates where the meeting spot is gonna be happening, and it does not change. And I tell you what, I stick to that, and buyers get upset sometimes, but it doesn't matter. Your safety is more important than any buyer's feelings about where they have to go. Also, make sure in your listings that you put that it's a local pickup. So put that it's a local pickup, and if you put it's a local pickup, they have no choice but to drive to where they want to meet you. You dictate where they meet you to stay safe. Rule number 3 when it comes to selling on Facebook Marketplace: if you don't feel good about a transaction, do not go. If you have that intuition that tells you that this is not going to be good, this is not going to be a good outcome for you, and you don't feel good about it, just don't go. This could be due to your interactions with this person on Messenger. This could be what you reviewed in the profile. This could be a lot of different things that are occurring that are making you feel this way. No amount of money is worth putting yourself in danger. So just don't go if you don't feel that the transaction is going to go correctly. Rule number 4, do not give out your personal phone number or any other personal information to a buyer. This is the most asked question I think I get when I sell on Facebook Marketplace. They give me their phone number, and then they ask for my phone number in return. And every single time I tell them, for my safety, I do not give out my phone number. They could use your phone number for a lot of different things once they have it. It could be used, after the transaction. So let them know you only, message, and that keeps you and the buyer safe. Now, on the flip side of that, if you give them your address, they know where you live, right? I never recommend letting a buyer know where you live. It could be a lot of different reasons, right? So if the person is a scammer, they have your address, right? If the person, has an issue, a customer service issue, and they want to do some bad things to you, there you go. So always take care of your customer service issues on the platform, and make sure you never share personal information. Safety tip number 5 is always using the buddy system, or at least make sure someone knows where you're going when you're making a sale. So if you're going to go to a business, let somebody in your personal circle know what you're doing. Know exactly what you're selling, who you're selling to. Give them some basic facts like that and let them know exactly what's going on. But if you can, even better, use the buddy system. Make sure you have a friend or a family member go with you so that you're extra safe. Now, the buddy system is huge because a lot of times if someone wanted to say they wanted to rob you or they wanted to do something bad and they see there's 2 of you, that's going to be a lot harder for them in the long run. It might be too much of an effort for them to continue with their plans. So make sure that you use the buddy system when you can. If not, make sure, again, well-lit area, that is very public, there's cameras and everything like that, so that you can make that transaction. The transaction occurs as safe as possible. Those were the 5 ways to tell if you're dealing with a scammer and the 5 safety tips I wanted to give you today. This is not an all-inclusive list, just so you know. When you sell on Facebook Marketplace, it is at your own risk, and just so you know, I did not cover everything that there possibly could be. But hopefully the points I made today will help you, and if you have a question about what you can do to be safe on Facebook Marketplace, please leave a comment below and then we can answer those questions. I'm a small channel. I can get to every single comment and let you know kind of what I think about the situation. So everyone, let's go resell. Thank you so much. Peace out.